Good morning, guys and gals and men and women and whatever else we got out there. We are out here this morning. We've been asked a lot about the container garden. So I told Wanda, I said, let's go up and let's do a little bit of talking about it. Now here we have the VEGO bed. This thing is Miss Wanda's. She's taken it and she's got her geraniums in the corners here, and she's been planting her some radishes in here, trying to get a few of them to come up, and see if she can't have some radishes. It looks like they got some good greens on them. They're growing nice and healthy. She actually showed me on my arm, those of you who watch, on my arm here, it's been like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I had a place right here on my arm that had been there for years. And Wanda took one of these geranium leaves and she kind of like crushed it up like this, and she says, now take that and rub it on that. And I did, just like I'm doing here. And guys, it's almost 100% gone. You can just barely faintly see it right there a little bit. And it was all a big place, bright white. Been there, I know, for 2 years. And you know what? Ms. Wanda was right about the geranium. Looks like it might take it off. Can't complain.
We'll see.
We'll see. But anyway, let's walk down here and look at the pots here. Now this is our pot we had put a bunch of sweet potatoes in. I've still got about 75 feet of row up there. I'm going to be taking our sweet potatoes here and adding ours to it up there. The only reason I bought what I bought was because we're just not going to be able to get enough in fast enough, so I went and purchased what we needed to go ahead and get the field mostly planted. Now, these are the Cherokee yellow wax beans. I came in here about 3 days ago, and I dug a hole right in the middle of the pot, and I dumped a big handful of 824-24 in there because they were kind of yellow looking. And guys, I'm sitting here this morning. I didn't want anything high in nitrogen. I wanted mostly potassium and phosphorus. And look at these things. They are blooming. Look right here. We've even got
little beans.
Got little beans coming in there. Look at here.
Little beans everywhere.
See all the little beans right there? I hit it just at the right time. Look at these. A few more days, them jokers there be big enough to pick.
About time we get through with the English peas.
Yep. And
the green
also,
beans will be ready.
I had one of my peach trees come up in a pot. And look at this. This is one of my, I'm going to call it my Mr. Jerry peach. It's a Bella Georgia, is what he told me they were.
White peach.
White peach. Look at that. That little rascal is taking off. It's going to go in the ground, though, here pretty shortly. As soon as that pot gets full of roots, that baby's going in the ground. And all of our snap beans down through here are Cherokee yellow wax beans. I mean, all of them. If we part them up real easy and look at the blooms, have all pollinated. They're doing really, really good all the way down. We've got nice little beans on all of them. I find one occasionally. Now this is what's a little bit concerning to me. I find one occasionally. Now I don't know if this means anything or not, but it's got some purple in it here.
All of them's kind of purple.
Are they all? No.
See?
No. Are they all that way? These just seem like they were
Some of them are lighter. You see this?
Yeah.
Some of them are lighter.
Like these down
Some
here.
of them are darker.
Or you don't see all that dark purple, but I walk down here looking. These are, and I'm kind of like, okay, now has something got into my Cherokee yellow wax beans here?
No.
Now?
They come out purple and they fade to white.
Okay, I'm gonna take your word for it on that.
Yeah.
But now, here we doing some companion planting here.
The horseradish is getting a little.
We got crickets or grasshoppers or something coming in here at night eating holes. So if we've looked, there are no bugs.
But something's eating.
Something's doing it at night, not
and
during the
you
day.
would think horseradish would leave it alone, but no.
No.
We got a bloom on there.
Look at this.
That's
Well,
our cucumbers.
it's done. Yeah. There's one fixing to be down here.
Yeah.
Now, I did the companion planting here with the cucumbers. I've done a little bit of research on it. And it says if you plant fennel, basil with cucumbers, and onions, that it really deters the insects that attacks, plus helps with the powdery mildew and everything. So I'm trying it. Now, I did come in with some 824-24 and dumped it in this pot too. And so far, it looks like it's working. if Miss Wanda can get the camera just right where she can see these leaves right here. See the moisture on those leaves right there? Everybody asked us, do we water our gardens? And the answer is no, except for the containers. Now, we water the containers because in the deep south down here, in the summertime, the humidity stays in the 90% to 85 to 99%, 99% of the mornings. And when we wake up, the plants are soaking wet with dew. That's why things like powdery mildew and all that kind of stuff, because you see all the moisture on here? If you didn't know any better, you would swear that it had rained.
Or that we had just misted them.
Or we had just watered them or something like that. But no, that is not true.
Now, we do water the tubs themselves every other day.
Every other day I come out and put
and
a
it
little
rained
water in.
last week, so we didn't even water last
Yeah,
week.
we didn't water nothing last week. But coming down through here, when we find places like this right here, these were the old leaves that the frost got to them here about 2 weeks ago, I think. They're just now starting to die. We usually come take that kind of stuff off. We also come up under our plants in here because your old leaves like this up under in here, the frost is what got to them and left them like that. And we come in, we go ahead and just take that kind of stuff out of here because it's not beneficial to the plants. What we were noticing with our Cherokee yellow wax beans was the leaves were becoming really variegated, which meant that we were lacking in something. So I put the 824-24 in there, and I'm beginning to notice the leaves are starting to turn a little bit darker. So hopefully we got that taken care of. Now this is the pot that had the peach tree in it right here. Get that sorrel out of here. We don't need that. That's one that had the peach tree in it. There's other peach seeds in here. Now this is my baby right here. I have never been able to get this to happen. My daddy used to do it all the time. I have never been able to until now. This right here is what you call, these are weeds right here, but
he's getting the weeds out first while he's talking.
Well, I'm talking. This here is catawba trees. These are literally, my daddy used to grow these things like crazy and set the little trees out all over our property, and he'd take them to the creeks and set them out and stuff like that. I came in here, here's some of the catawba beans right here. I came in here and made me some little furrows over here and planted the seeds in here, and I stuck these beans so we wouldn't forget. And look at this. Look at all these little catawba trees coming up. I am excited. We're going to be able to get some catawba trees planted around here and hopefully be able to raise our own fishing worms for the grandkids and stuff like that. Some catawba worms. Mr. Chris brought me some last year to put on the tree in the yard up yonder, but I'm not sure if they actually took or not because it was already a lot of leaves done fell off the trees. But now we got some good old multiplying onions here. They fixing to go to seed right up here, and then they'll die back. We've got one cucumber plant right here. Looks like it's trying to bloom a little bit right there.
Pinch the top side of this basil.
Got to pinch the top out of that basil. And we got our basil. And you know what? I might have missed this pot on putting any 824-24 there because I'm just looking at it.
Got sweet potato in there too that needs to come out.
Oh, we do, don't we? Ain't that something? Well, look over here. This is our wild plum, and look, growing right beside it.
Sweet potatoes there too.
Yep, look at that. So we're going to have to get these out of here. But now look at
Oh,
this.
we got a berry.
Look at that. I've been touching everything in the world with my hands.
Well, let me get the berry then. It'll probably taste like basil.
This is our Freedom Arc Blackberries here.
If there's one, there's more.
Now we've got when you see these dead leaves, that's the older part of the vine that was up in there when the freeze came.
Mm-hmm.
I just hadn't been out here and pulled the leaves off of it yet. But now these things are taken off. Look at the canes on all this.
It's definitely covering.
It is growing, isn't it?
Covering your trellis here.
Yeah, this was kind of something we came up with just to see how it would work. I believe it's going to work. I'm kind of liking it, you know. Now here we got our comfrey. This is, what do you call this, block 14?
I don't remember which one it was.
And this is garlic.
Look at this garlic,
Look at
how
this garlic
healthy.
here. It's fixing to bloom up here. It's got a scape sticking up on it. We went to digging around in here and look at here. Look at them little peach trees coming up. I throw some fertilizer right there. You can still see it.
So he's got to get them out of the comfrey, but look at the comfrey.
And they're over here too. They're actually coming up over here.
I mean, this comfrey is beautiful. This is the
Have
prettiest.
we ever had it to bloom like that?
I've never had it bloom. This is the
Yeah.
first time.
It's our first time.
Usually something hits it and knocks it back or something, but this is the first time we've had it bloom.
Yeah, we got a weed growing up in here. Can't have that. Look at our multiplying onions are blooming. Look.
Yeah, they're getting little seeds.
They're about to get to the end of their life cycle there, and we got our Cherokee yellow wax beans here. Got another tub of onions. We kind of got these onions mixed in here, hopefully as an insect deterrent in here to help keep some of the insects away. Now, Miss Wanda's still got her lemongrass here that we haven't. We got some, what is this, hen bit going up in here.
But we hadn't even put it out yet. Plus, we're going to move more. We just got to figure out where.
Now look at these this is a raspberry. I came in here with that 824-24 and just poured it around in the tub. You can see here. I don't know if you can get down in there where you can see it. See where I just poured it all in there?
Plus, there's Electroculture.
Plus, we do have Electroculture in there.
You can't see it, but it's in there.
It's in there. And look at this thing now. It's done starting to come up here. We got a whole tub full of raspberries here. You know what I'm thinking is going to happen, Ms. Wanda?
A trellis.
I'm thinking they're going to be a trellis stuck right across here.
And those beans will come out before long.
Yep.
And so it would work perfect.
This tub here still got our Cherokee in it with a Electroculture rod in the middle of it.
A lot of these have
Now,
Electroculture. We just hadn't.
This is our tea tree.
Yeah.
Here.
That's got to go in the ground.
We got to go put it in the, it's got to go out in the fruit orchard. I think I'm going to go to the fruit orchard with it.
Yeah, it needs to go today.
And these beans, look at these, guys. I mean, I cannot complain about this whatsoever. The fertilize has got these babies popping right here now. I mean, they are looking fantastic. And I actually put a little bit in the multiplying onions here too, in this tub right here.
These onions are fantastic.
They are. And of course, we've got more of our Cherokee yellow wax beans here.
And more onions.
More onions with Electroculture rods in them. They're the ones that are blooming all really nice. These are our banana trees that was left. The freeze, I took them out of the high tunnel because I thought the freezes was over. And the freeze got them again. They were way up here. This one was way up here.
But it's still coming back out.
It looks like it may be trying to come back out on it. But it's also got a bunch of pups here.
Is this a Cavendish?
This is a Cavendish. I'm going to have to, I can't have that many coming up in one of these pots. I got to either dig them up and throw them away or dig them up and stick them in the ground somewhere. So that hopefully this one, if this one would come back out, it might have bananas on it this year.
Maybe.
If we could get it to come out. But the pups are
We'll put the pulp somewhere because I want to have several banana trees in different spots.
Yeah, we need to get them out of pots and get them put in the ground somewhere and just in a protected area if we could. That would really be a good idea. Now, a lot of people ask about our sugar cane. I want to step over here just a moment and look at the sugar cane. Now, this is a sugar cane, one of the wheels that we have here. Miss Vicki sent us some blue ribbon, and it is starting to come up. You know, here, there's one right there, over there, there. I kind of scattered them around in here. They're all coming up pretty good. Now, this is our older ones we cut down last year. The ground's just now warming up enough that they're actually starting to come up, and what I'm having to watch out for is these right here. You wouldn't believe it, but these little pine seeds, they'll come up in here.
We'll have pine trees.
We'll have pine trees growing all up in there. I mowed around it yesterday, and this one here is our old-fashioned variety. Some of it's starting to pop back out of the ground now. This one here is coming up pretty decent. It's about time for me to start fertilizing them. Now that they're actually starting to pop, we got a wheel right here that's starting to pop back up. I'm telling you, to be honest with you guys, I'm thinking the freeze this year. Even though I had them covered with fodder,
might have got some.
I think the freeze might have killed some of the roots because the ground froze solid, and they're not that deep underground. Of course, we don't want that coming up here. We got some coming up here. We've got one wheel here. Of course, we got the old trusty ink bed in there. That's these ants. They come up in here and they get built up in this fodder. Look at the fire ants there. That's them imported fire ants. Look at them.
You don't think that's bad? Step in it.
You just get them on you. We got another wheel. I planted an extra one right over here, kind of over to the side, so we'd have a little bit of extra. And then we have another one right here.
With another fire ant bed and some
got
dog
some old dog fennel growing up here. Get that up out of here. And this stuff here, these old ants, boy, they get all up in here. It'll take them a minute. But you what?
Coming.
Look at them. It'll take them a minute.
Over there, they're worse.
You keep coming in here and messing with their beds like this, and they'll move their bed out of here eventually.
You got a grapevine over there that's got to come out too?
Oh, I do, don't I? This is probably just a wild one. It's a wild muscadine. We're trying to keep as many of them out of here as we can, especially with our seedless grapes right over here. I've been trying to get that out. So just thought I'd show y'all a little bit of sugar cane. People's asked about that. They've asked about the raised beds. That's about all I can show you with them right now. And when they start getting ready to pick some beans or something like that, we'll take you along on that journey when we get there. Thank you guys from Pecan Grove.